students and welcome to the video solutions of ANTS FT7. Here we will be discussing the botany section. So starting with the very first question, which one of the following is not observed in biodiversity hotspots? So what we have to keep in mind regarding a biodiversity hotspot is that to be declared as a biodiversity hotspot, that particular area, it should be showing a very large amount of species richness. Within that, those species which are rich in that area, most of them, they should show endemism. So endemic condition वहाँ पे होना पड़ेगा. And because these areas, they have such high amount of species richness and endemic species, it is observed that they are also at the risk of very fast loss. तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स बायोडाइवर्सिटी हॉटस्पॉट में देखे जाते हैं. पर जैसे ये पॉइंट यहाँ पे बोल दिया लेसर इंटर स्पेसिफिक कॉम्पिटिशन, ऐसा कोई क्राइटेरिया नहीं हो सकता है बायोडाइवर्सिटी हॉटस्पॉट के लिए. तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, क्वेश्चन नंबर 91, द करेक्ट आंसर शुड बी ऑप्शन सी, लेसर इंटर स्पेसिफिक कॉम्पिटिशन. दिस शुड बी द आंसर हियर. Now, question number 92, the Earth Summit held in Rio de Janeiro in 1992 was held. So, ये किस चीज़ के लिए यहाँ पे होल्ड किया गया था? To reduce carbon dioxide emissions and global warming, for conservation of biodiversity and sustainable utilization of its benefits. So, what we have to keep in mind over here is ये carbon dioxide emission global warming वाला part या फिर ये जो discontinuing use of CFCs, these were introduced a little later in these conventions. तो 1992 में जो अर्थ समिट हेल्ड किया गया था उसका मेजर फोकस हो रहा था रिगार्डिंग कंजर्वेशन ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी. तो फॉर कंजर्वेशन ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी एंड सस्टेनेबल यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ इट्स बेनिफिट्स, ये उसका मेन मोटो हो रहा था. सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 92, द करेक्ट आंसर शुड बी ऑप्शन बी. Now question number 93, consider the following statements concerning food chains. Removal of 80% tigers from an area resulted in greatly increased growth of vegetation. ये वाला statement false होगा. Why? Because when you have removed the predators from that area, तो जो herbivore population है वो बढ़ जाएगा, उससे vegetation का amount बढ़ेगा नहीं, उल्टा घटेगा. तो इसका मतलब statement 1 जो यहाँ पे हो रहा है वो false है. Statement 2, removal of most of the carnivores resulted in an increased population of deers. ये वाला statement यहाँ पे correct हो रहा है. Statement 3, the length of food chains is generally limited to 3 to 4 trophic levels due to energy loss. This statement is true and it is explained by the 10% law of energy transfer. तो स्टेटमेंट 3 भी यहाँ पे करेक्ट हो रहा है. द लेंथ ऑफ फूड चेन्स मे वैरी फ्रॉम 2 to 8 ट्रॉफिक लेवल्स. 2 ट्रॉफिक लेवल्स इज स्टिल ओके, बट 8 कुछ ज़्यादा ही नंबर हो गया है ट्रॉफिक लेवल का, वहाँ तक अलाउ नहीं हो सकता है, तो ये स्टेटमेंट फॉल्स हो गया है. सो नाउ क्वेश्चन में ये पूछा गया है विच 2 ऑफ द अबव स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट. सो इट सीम्स स्टेटमेंट्स 2 and 3 आर करेक्ट. तो इसका मतलब क्वेश्चन नंबर 93, द करेक्ट आंसर शुड बी ऑप्शन ए. Now question number 94, it's related to productivity. Which one of the following ecosystem types has the highest annual net primary productivity? So high productivity कहाँ पे occur होगा? Forest के केस में. Now among forests also, if we are observing a forest which is showing very high amount of species diversity, very stable climate conditions, very stable sunlight conditions, तो वहाँ पे क्या होगा? Productivity और ज़्यादा होगा. तो अगर हम ये सारे क्राइटेरियाज यहाँ पे ऑब्जर्व करें तो ये कौन फुलफिल कर रहा है? व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट अ ट्रॉपिकल रेन फॉरेस्ट. A tropical rainforest will have very good quantity of moisture available, very stable amount of sunlight available throughout the year, and इन सब कारण से वहाँ पे क्या होगा? Species diversity भी plants का ज़्यादा होगा. तो combined condition में यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? Primary productivity बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. So out of these 4, ज़्यादा यहाँ पे annual primary productivity किसका होगा? For a tropical rainforest. So question 94, the correct answer should be option D. Now question number 95, which of the following is a characteristic feature of cropland ecosystem? So when we are talking about a cropland ecosystem, what we mean over here is a man-made or artificial ecosystem. So croplands में उस सॉइल में कितना मॉइस्चर अवेलेबल होगा, उसमें कौन से टाइप का प्लांट ग्रो होगा, उसमें किस तरीके के फर्टिलाइजर्स ऐड होंगे या नहीं होंगे, ये सारे के सारे डिसीजंस कौन ले रहा है? इट्स टेकन अप बाय द ह्यूमंस हु आर डिजाइनिंग इट. So in such an artificially created ecosystem, in a cropland, what will I try to do is I'll only try to grow plants or I'll only allow animals of my choice. So as a farmer, मुझे जो भी plants चाहिए या फिर जो भी animal चाहिए उसको allow किया जाएगा वहाँ पे. तो overall जो genetic diversity plants and animals का वहाँ पे हो सकता है वो compared to a natural ecosystem कम होगा वहाँ पे. So इसका मतलब genetic diversity यहाँ पे क्या होगा? बहुत ज़्यादा कम ही होगा. So question number 95, least genetic diversity. This could be the answer here. So 95, the correct answer is option B. Now question number 96 is related to the important species which is a keystone species. So what is the property of a keystone species? Keystone species will be very less in number या फिर उसका overall biomass किसी भी particular ecosystem में comparatively कम होता है. तो इसका मतलब a species which makes up only a small proportion of the total biomass of a community. But even if इसका amount कम हो रहा है, it tends to have a very large impact upon the health of that ecosystem. So yet has a huge impact on the community's organization and survival. So this seems to be defining a keystone species. So question number 96, the correct answer should be option A. Now question number 97, carnivorous animals, lions and leopards occupy the same niche, but lions predate mostly larger animals and leopards take smaller ones. This mechanism of competition is referred to as, so lions and leopards, they are both important carnivores, so it means they are going to feed upon the herbivore prey population there. So in order to make sure कि इनके बीच में जो भी competition है वो competition reduce हो सके, what strategy they have done over here is that lions they are taking up the larger sized prey, whereas leopards they are taking up the smaller sized prey. So basically जो prey population हो रहा है, जो resource है prey का, उसको वो अपने बीच में क्या कर रहे हैं, distribute कर रहे हैं या फिर partition कर रहे हैं. So this strategy can be considered as resource partitioning. So इसका मतलब question number 97, the correct answer should be option D. Question number 98, which of the following is not an attribute of a population? Now, natality, mortality and sex ratio, these are attributes of a particular population. But species interaction जो हो रहा है वो एक individual population का attribute नहीं हो रहा है. This is an attribute of an overall biological community. So इसका मतलब question 98, the correct answer should be C. Now question number 99, you have to match the columns over here. तो पहला interaction हो रहा है mutualism. So in mutualism what is going to happen is both species will get benefit. So P4. Commensalism is the interaction where one species is going to get benefit but the other one is going to stay neutral. तो इसका मतलब Q should be 1. Amensalism, that's the next interaction. What is happening here is one particular species is getting harmed whereas the other one is staying neutral. So iska matlab R should be 2. And finally, parasitism is the interaction where one species is getting benefit and the other is getting harmed out of it. So parasitism, it should be 3, so S3. तो अब अगर हम लोग इसको मैच करें यहाँ पे तो हमारा करेक्ट मैचिंग कौन सा बन रहा है? ऑप्शन बी. So 99, the correct answer should be option B. Question number 100, which of the following forms the basis of DNA fingerprinting? So DNA fingerprinting का जो basis हो रहा है, that tends to be repetitive DNA sequences. So satellite DNA occurring as highly repeated short DNA segments. So question number 100, the correct answer should be option B. Now question number 101, if a geneticist uses the blind approach for sequencing the whole genome of an organism followed by assignment of function to different segments, the methodology adopted by him is called as. तो इस केस में क्या हो रहा है कि जो पूरा का पूरा जीनोम है एक ही बार में सीक्वेंस किया गया है एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली उसके जो भी डिफरेंट सेगमेंट्स है उसका फंक्शन उसको वहाँ पे एनोटेट किया गया है. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर मेथोडोलॉजी दिस इज कॉल्ड टू बी सीक्वेंस एनोटेशन. So question number 101, the correct answer should be option D. Now question number 102, this question is related to lacoperon and few statements are given. Statement 1, glucose or galactose may bind with the repressor and inactivate it. This particular statement is false. In the absence of lactose, the repressor binds with the operator region. This is true. The Z gene codes for permease, again this is false. This was elucidated by, the lacoperon was elucidated by Francois Jacob and Jacques Monod. So this particular statement is true. So it seems out of all of the statements given here, statements 2 and 4 are correct. So question number 102, the correct answer should be option C. Now question number 103 is related to protein synthesis in an animal cell. So protein synthesis in animal cell takes place. अगर सिर्फ बोलते साइटोप्लाज्म तब करेक्ट होता, बट ओनली इन साइटोप्लाज्म दिस स्टेटमेंट सीम्स टू बी फॉल्स बिकॉज इन एन एनिमल सेल राइबोसोम्स आर प्रेजेंट इन द माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया आल्सो वेयर प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस अकर्स. इन द न्यूक्लियोलस, यहीं पे गलत हो रहा है, न्यूक्लियोलस में कोई प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस नहीं हो रहा है. इन साइटोप्लाज्म एज वेल एज इन माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया दिस इज करेक्ट. Only on ribosomes, again only बोलते ही ये incorrect हो गया. So question number 103, the correct answer should be option C. Now question number 104, what would happen if in a gene encoding a polypeptide of 50 amino acids, 25th codon is mutated to UAA? So in this particular question, what is happening is when they are saying that there are 50 amino acids, so it means I'm going to observe some 50 codons over here. So codon number 1 से लेके इस तरीके से 58 codon तक. Now what is mentioned over here is कि जो भी 25th codon है, इस 25th codon में mutation आया है, and exactly what is the mutation is important. The mutation is this, that the codon was changed to UAA, which is basically a stop codon. So the moment this mutation was introduced here, what is happening after this we have to pay attention to is this, कि जो stop codon जैसे ही यहाँ पे आ गया, तो translation का जो process है, यहाँ से तो वो normally शुरू हुआ था, codon 1, 2, 3, 4 ऐसे read करते करते, जो exactly 24th codon है यहाँ पे, यहाँ तक translation normally हुआ. 25th codon stop codon हो गया, translation बंद हो गया. After that, if there is a start codon present or not, no information has been provided. तो इसके बाद वाला का translation के बारे में हमें नहीं पता है. So we are going to assume that this particular portion did not undergo any translation. So what we have to keep in mind here is कि यहाँ पे polypeptide बनेगा, but जो polypeptide बनेगा, it's going to be made up of only 24 amino acid. So a polypeptide of 24 amino acids will be formed. So question number 104, the correct answer should be B. Now question number 105, match the column करना है. So bacteriophage 5174 P2, bacteriophage lambda Q1, E. coli R4 and haploid DNA content of human DNA S3. So इसका मतलब जो correct answer यहाँ पे होने वाला है that is option D. So question number 105, the correct answer should be option D. Now question number 106 is a numerical from genetic disorders. A woman with 2 genes for hemophilia and a gene for color blindness on one of the X chromosomes. So this particular information is important. This particular woman, what is she carrying? She is carrying 2 genes for hemophilia. The moment I mention 2 genes for hemophilia, what it means is this, that she has 2 copies of the mutated genes, so she is an affected individual. Now along with that, एक और extra information यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, that she also carries 1 gene for color blindness on one of the X chromosome. So दोनों में से किसी एक X chromosome पे color blindness वाला भी gene हो रहा है, तो उसको हम लोग C से दिखा सकते हैं. तो इसका मतलब at the same time she is affected with hemophilia and a carrier for color blindness. तो ये वाला यहाँ पे एक unique condition आ गया है. And this woman, she marries a normal man. So in this particular man, there is no mutation as such. So now when we are looking at the gametes over here, 50% of the egg cells, they will just carry the mutated gene for hemophilia. But the other 50% of the egg cells, they will carry the mutated genes for both hemophilia and color blindness at the same time. Male gametes में कोई issue नहीं हो रहा है. Male gametes are going to be fine. So if we are looking at the progeny, it seems that 50% of the female progeny, they are carriers for hemophilia, whereas 50% of the female progeny, they are going to be carriers for both hemophilia and color blindness. On the other hand, 50% of the sons, they are affected with only hemophilia. The remaining 50% of the sons, they are affected with both hemophilia and color blindness. तो daughters में किसी को भी कोई भी disorder नहीं हो रहा है. Sons में all the sons are affected with hemophilia, but only 50% of the sons along with hemophilia, they will also have the condition of color blindness. तो इसका मतलब 50% hemophilic colorblind sons is this particular combination, and 50% only hemophilic sons, it is this particular combination. So question number 106, the correct answer should be option B. Now question number 107, chromosomal disorders and Mendelian disorders का match the column आ रहा है. So Down syndrome, that is a defect related to the 21st chromosome, so P3. Alpha thalassemia, the genes involved in alpha thalassemia, they are present on the 16th chromosome, so Q4. Beta thalassemia, the gene involved in beta thalassemia is present on the 11th chromosome, so R1. And Klinefelter syndrome, that is related to an extra copy of X chromosome, so S2. तो इसको भी अगर हम लोग यहाँ पे मैच कर रहे हैं, सो P3Q4R1S2, द करेक्ट आंसर शुड बी ऑप्शन सी. Now question number 108, assertion reason question. Mendel's law of independent assortment does not hold good for the genes that are located closely on the same chromosome. So this particular statement is true. Why? Because when genes are located closely on the chromosome, we are talking about closely linked genes, and in closely linked genes, independent assortment will not be followed. So assertion वाला जो statement हो रहा है question number 108 में, that assertion statement is correct. Now reason, closely located genes assort independently, ये statement false हो रहा है यहाँ पे, so this particular statement is false. So 108, assertion is correct but reason is not correct. The correct answer should be option B. Now question number 109, a heterozygous pea plant with violet flowers. तो color वाला जो हो रहा है in case of pea plant, it is denoted by the symbol W. So violet heterozygous हम इस तरीके से डिनोट कर सकते हैं. This plant is crossed with a homozygous pea plant with white flowers. तो ये white flower यहाँ पे बन रहा है. Violet is dominant over white, ये mention कर दिया है. Now if you look at this particular cross, you can detect that this is an example of a test cross. तो इसका मतलब इसमें से जो progeny form होने वाला है, 50% of the progeny will have violet flower color, whereas 50% of the progeny is going to have white flower color. So 1:1 का ratio यहाँ पे आ रहा है. So now there are 40 progenies which were formed. So out of these 40 progenies, it seems 20 will have violet flowers and 20 will have white flowers. So equal distribution होगा. Question number 109, the correct answer should be option D. Now question number 110, this is related to apomixis, that which of the following can be expected if scientists succeed in introducing apomictic gene in varieties of crops. So there is this entire description in this particular chapter. If you read your NCERT, it is at the very end of the chapter, last paragraph जो आ रहा है. So if apomixis can be controlled, अगर उसका जीन डिस्कवर हो गया, हम उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करा सके, कंट्रोल करा सके, तो इससे एक बेनिफिट ये हो जाएगा कि जो भी हाइब्रिड प्लांट्स बनाए जाते हैं, ईयर आफ्टर ईयर अगर उसके सीड्स फॉर्म किए जा रहा है, सो दोज हाइब्रिड डिजायरेबल कैरेक्टर्स वो सेग्रीगेट हो जाते हैं. तो इट कैनॉट बी गारंटीड दैट ईयर आफ्टर ईयर द सेम गुड क्वालिटीज विल बी कंट्रोल्ड. बट इफ आई एम एबल टू इंट्रोड्यूस एपोमिक्सिस, सो इफ वी हैव डिजाइंड अ हाइब्रिड प्लांट, उस पर हमने एपोमिक्सिस भी इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया है, सो बेनिफिट नंबर 1, वी विल गेट सीड्स. बेनिफिट नंबर 2, the plants which will be formed from these seeds, वो तो टेक्निकली asexual reproduction से बन रहा है through apomixis. So there will be no unwanted segregation of the characters as such, जो sexual reproduction में हो सकता था. तो ये यहाँ पे commercial benefit बन जाएगा. So if you look at option D over here, farmers can keep on using seeds produced by hybrids to raise new crop year after year. ये वाला आंसर हमारा क्या हो रहा है, इसके साथ मैच हो रहा है. So question number 110, the correct answer should be option D. Now question 111, the residual persistent part which forms the perisperm in the seeds of beet is. So perisperm is basically what? It is a persistent nucellus. So in this case, the correct answer should be option D, nucellus. 112, a diploid female plant and a tetraploid male plant are crossed. The ploidy of endosperm shall be. So a diploid female plant is there, whereas a tetraploid male plant is there. Now, जो मेल गैमेट यहाँ पे बनेगा मियोसिस से बनेगा, तो इसका मतलब मेल गैमेट जो होगा उसका प्लॉइडी होगा 2n. बट फीमेल जो यहाँ पे स्ट्रक्चर्स बनेंगे, अगर हम मियोसिस यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं, तो पहला पोलर न्यूक्लियाई हैप्लॉइड बनेगा, दूसरा पोलर न्यूक्लियाई भी यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, हैप्लॉइड बन रहा है. सो अब एंडोस्पर्म फॉर्मेशन के लिए अगर हमने इन तीनों को फ्यूज कर दिया, तो इसका मतलब मेल गैमेट तो डिप्लॉइड था, 2n आया, एंड यहाँ से दोनों पोलर न्यूक्लियाई जब इसके साथ ज्वाइन होंगे, तो एंडोस्पर्म का जो प्लॉइडी होगा, एंडोस्पर्म प्लॉइडी इज गोइंग टू बी 4n. तो इसका मतलब वो टेट्राप्लॉइड होगा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 112, द करेक्ट आंसर शुड बी ऑप्शन ए. Now question number 113, the total number of meiotic division required for forming 100 zygotes or 100 grains of wheat is. When we solve this question, we need to remember that to make zygotes, we don't need meiosis. What we need is fertilization. But fertilization किस चीज़ का हो रहा है, गैमेट, तो वो गैमेट किस चीज़ से बनेगा, वो तो meiosis से बनेगा. So that is how this question is being asked. So in order to make 100 zygotes, what will we require is, we will require 100 male gametes and 100 female gametes. Now 100 male gametes बनाने के लिए जो number of division होगा, one round of meiosis yields 4 pollen grains जो जाके male gamete बना रहा है. तो इसका मतलब the number of divisions that I'll require is 25. But on the other hand, female gamete बनाने के लिए हम लोग क्या देख रहे हैं? If one round of meiosis occurs, सिर्फ एक ही functional megaspore बनता है जो आगे female gametophyte and gamete बना रहा है. So this should be 100. तो यहाँ से 100 और यहाँ से 25. The correct answer should be 125. So question number 113. The correct answer is option C. Now 114. Which of the following pair has haploid structures? The haploid structure embryo sac में होगा. Antipodal cells are haploid and the egg cell is haploid. So 114, the correct answer is option B. Now question 115, which one of the following statements is correct? If you read statement B here, cleistogamous flowers are always autogamous. A cleistogamous flower is a closed flower, so by default it should be a bisexual flower. And if it's a closed bisexual flower, then the only possible method of pollination over there is going to be autogamy. So it means cleistogamous flowers are actually always autogamous in nature. So question number 115. The correct answer here should be option B. Now question 116. How does pruning help in making the hedge dense? So pruning, what is that doing? That is removing the shoot apexes or the overall shoot tips that are present in the plant body. तो जैसे shoot apex या shoot tip को हमने वहाँ से remove कर दिया है, तो what we observe is excessive branching occurs, which makes the hedges dense. Now, how does pruning help in causing excessive branching? The moment you remove the shoot apices, you are removing the effect of auxin over there. It means the plant is now able to overcome apical dominance. So basically it frees the axillary buds from apical dominance, which was previously controlled by the auxin synthesized by those shoot tips. So question number 116, the correct answer should be option A. Now 117, the plant hormone used to destroy weeds in a field. So a synthetic auxin which is used as a weedicide, that is 2,4-D. So question 117, the correct answer should be D. Now question 118, production of cucumber has increased manifold in recent years. Application of which of the following phytohormones has resulted in this increased yield, as the hormone is known to produce female flowers in the plants. So promotion of femaleness in the flower, ये particular property किसका हो रहा है? Ethylene, which is eventually related to the increased yield in case of cucumber plants. So question 118, the correct answer should be option B, ethylene. Now question 119, which one of the following plants does not show plasticity? So plasticity, specifically in the form of heterophyly, is observed in coriander, buttercup, cotton, all three of them, but it is not observed in the case of maize. So question 119, the correct answer should be option C, maize. Now 120, during which stage in the complete oxidation of glucose are the greatest number of molecules formed from ADP? So greatest number of molecules formed from ADP. So basically what are they talking about is ATP synthesis. Directly ADP को phosphorylate करके ATP बनाया जा रहा है. So basically the question is कि direct oxidation या complete oxidation which is aerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration में सबसे ज़्यादा ATP कहाँ पे form होगा? Now what you need to remember over here is that glycolysis and conversion of pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme में ये जो link reaction हो रहा है, glycolysis में direct ATP मिल रहा है plus NADH, link reaction में NADH, Krebs cycle में GTP leading to ATP plus NADH and FADH. तो एक्चुअली ऑन हैंड हमारे पास जो ATP था वो ग्लाइकोलाइसिस एंड क्रेब्स साइकिल से थोड़ा सा आ रहा है, बट जितने भी रिड्यूसिंग इक्विवेलेंस है NADH एंड FADH उसको यूटिलाइज करके जो फाइनल यील्ड ATP का हो रहा है, द प्रोसेस ऑफ ऑक्सीडेटिव फॉस्फोराइलेशन, वो किस वजह से हो रहा है? दैट इज अकरिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट चेन ETC और द इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम ETS. तुम ETS बोलो या ETC बोलो, it's this particular process which eventually leads to oxidative phosphorylation and the production of ATP. So इसका मतलब question 120, the correct answer should be option D. Question 121, all enzymes of TCA cycle are located in the mitochondrial matrix. This makes sense. Why? Because the Krebs cycle is occurring in the mitochondrial matrix. But except one which is located in inner mitochondrial membrane. So all the enzymes of Krebs cycle, they are in the matrix except for one, and that exceptional enzyme is succinate dehydrogenase, also known as FADH dehydrogenase. When we say it is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane, it is present as a component of complex 2 of ETS. So इसका मतलब enzyme कौन सा होना चाहिए? Succinate dehydrogenase. Question 121, the correct answer should be option C. Now question 122, cytochromes are found in. So the question is general, that where are cytochromes present? So you need to recall that there is cytochrome B6F that we study during photosynthesis, and the other cytochromes B, cytochrome C1, A, A3, ये सारे हम कहाँ पढ़ रहे हैं? Respiration में in the mitochondrial membrane. So it means cytochromes are found in the thylakoid of chloroplast. They are also found in the cristae of mitochondria. Matrix में नहीं हो रहा है, but A and B इन दोनों में present है. मतलब more than one correct option यहाँ पे present. So 122, the correct answer should be option D. Now question 123, the oxygenation activity of Rubisco enzyme in photorespiration leads to the formation of. So when we are observing that RuBP, which is a 5-carbon molecule, takes up oxygen and Rubisco इसमें oxygenase activity दिखा रहा है, तो यहाँ पे 2 compound बन रहे हैं. एक compound तो normal phosphoglycerate बनेगा, which is a 3-carbon compound, and दूसरा compound जो यहाँ पे बन रहा है, that is going to be phosphoglycolate, which is a 2-carbon compound. So one molecule of 3-carbon compound and one molecule of 2-carbon compound. Question number 123, the correct answer should be option C. Now question 124 is related to the C4 pathway. In the leaves of C4 plants, malic acid formation during carbon dioxide fixation occurs in the cells of. So malic acid formation जो हो रहा है, that is from the oxaloacetic acid. So oxaloacetic acid is formed in the mesophyll, and in the same mesophyll, the oxaloacetate is converted into malate or malic acid. तो इसका मतलब the correct answer over here should be mesophyll. 124, answer is option D. Question number 125, how many ATP and NADPH are required for the synthesis of one molecule of glucose during Calvin cycle? So for per molecule of glucose, it utilizes a total of 18 ATP and 12 NADPH. So 125, the correct answer is option B. Now 126, which one occurs both during cyclic and non-cyclic modes of photophosphorylation? So cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation का एक major जो connecting point या फिर एक major जो common point हो रहा है, that is the production of ATP. ATP formation दोनों type के photophosphorylations में occur हो रहा है. So option B, formation of ATP. Question 127, which of the following stages of meiosis involves division of centromere? तो सेंट्रोमेयर डिवाइड हो रहा है, स्प्लिट हो रहा है, जिससे क्रोमैटिड का सेपरेशन होगा. सो दिस क्रोमैटिड सेपरेशन ड्यूरिंग मियोसिस दैट अकर्स ड्यूरिंग मियोसिस 2, स्पेसिफिकली एनाफेज 2. सो क्वेश्चन 127, द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन डी. Now question 128, palisade parenchyma is absent in leaves of. So palisade and spongy parenchyma, that is a property of dicot leaf, so it is going to be absent in a monocot leaf. So what we need to do over here is find out the monocot leaf over here. So sorghum, which is a member of the grass family, it will not contain any palisade parenchyma. 128, the correct answer is option D. Now question number 129, it's a match the column. P, cristae, these are infoldings in mitochondria. P3, Q, thylakoids, these are flattened membranous sacs in stroma of plastids. So Q4, R, centromere, it is the primary constriction in chromosomes, so R1, and S, cisternae, these are disc-shaped sacs in the Golgi apparatus, so S2. तो अभी अगर हम लोग इसको यहाँ पे मैच करें P3, Q4, R1, S2, the correct answer should be option D. Now question 130, as compared to a dicot root, a monocot root has. So dicot and monocot root के बीच में एक distinguishing feature जो उसको identify करने में help करता है, that is the number of vascular bundles. So monocot root tends to have more number of vascular bundles or more number of xylem patches. So the correct answer should be many xylem bundles. 130, the correct answer is option A. 131, keel is characteristic of the flowers of. So keel is present in vexillary aestivation. So basically vexillary aestivation इसमें कहाँ present होगा? A member of family Fabaceae, which is Pisum. So 131, the correct answer is option D. Now, question number 132, what would be the number of chromosomes if the aileron cells of a plant with 42 chromosomes in its root tip cells? तो रूट टिप सेल्स जैसे बोल दिया तो डिप्लॉयड नंबर यहाँ पे प्रोवाइड किया गया है 42. जैसे डिप्लॉयड नंबर मुझे 42 यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, आई कैन से दैट द हैप्लॉयड नंबर ओवर हियर इज गोइंग टू बी 21. नाउ अल्यूरॉन सेल लेयर्स, अल्यूरॉन सेल्स दीज आर डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम द एंडोस्पर्म. तो इसका मतलब क्वेश्चन में पूछा जा रहा है कि ट्रिप्लॉयड नंबर यहाँ पे कितना होगा. सो अगर मुझे डिप्लॉयड नंबर पता है, मुझे हैप्लॉयड नंबर पता हो रहा है, तो इजीली हम ट्रिप्लॉयड नंबर फाइंड आउट करेंगे एज व्हाट, एज 63. So 132, the correct answer should be option B, 63. Now question 133, in which one of the following male and female gametophytes do not have free living independent existence? So free living independent existence absent किसके केस में होगा? It will be absent in the case of gymnosperms. So the gymnosperm over here is Cedrus. So 133, the correct answer is option D. Question number 134, you have to select the wrong statement there. Neurospora is used in the study of biochemical genetics. This is true. Morels and truffles are poisonous mushrooms. This is false. First of all, morels and truffles are not mushrooms and neither are they poisonous. These are actually edible ascocarbs. So question 134, the correct answer is option B. Now, the last question, match the column for fungi. Rhizopus, in this case, rhizopus is what? It is bread mold, so P3. Ustilago on the other hand is the smut fungus, so Q2. Puccinia is the rust fungus, so R4. And Agaricus is going to be a common mushroom, so S1. तो इसको अगर अभी हम लोग मैच कर रहे हैं, so P3, Q2, R4, S1, the correct answer should be option A. So I hope all your doubts have been cleared. Good luck for your next exam. Thank you.